Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sam Squalo and I'm bringing you this very important Bitcoin update. Earlier today I did a video on USDT, a very interesting situation that you might want to really pay attention to right now because it could turn a bit ugly. So for that reason, if you haven't watched my previous video, pause this one, go watch the previous one and then come back to this one. Now in this YouTube video, really want to discuss a very important thing that is currently happening in Australia, which is very cool, very interesting, a bit of hopium right there, and also want to discuss things like the dollar index, the Fed, the inflation rate, and what we can expect in the short-term perspective from Bitcoin, as well as, what is my current belief of our targets and what I believe is going to be the outcome of this current situation and how I'm seeing this play out in the coming weeks, months, etc. So if you're brand new to the channel, please smash up that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I make a new upload. These are very, very important and there is a lot to learn here. And by watching my videos, number one, you make money and you don't lose money. So that's very good. So it goes both ways. And also down in the description of this video, you'll find a link to my free Telegram channel, which you can join, where I can, in Telegram, I can post much faster than on YouTube. So go and join it. It's free and it's it's an incredible, awesome community. And yeah, so without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. Currently, if we're gonna see at least 2,000 likes on this video, and some say that when you like this video, and that I like the videos of Thomas Crowlow, your financial situation starts to improve. And let me know down in the comments whether that's true, whether you've been practicing this whole thing. And because some people told me that it's actually true. So check it out, like the video, and see so that we bring these videos out into the algorithms, and so that YouTube knows that you guys care about these daily updates. And so currently, we are seeing a massive break below $30,000, and a lot of stops have also been here below 30K, and we went all the way down to 25,500, which is, guys and girls, it's very painful, but there are quite a few things I really want to mention for us to understand what is going on and put them all in perspective and how I understand this current situation. So should we start with Hopium? So pause the video, go down in the comments and tell me, should we start with Hopium or should we start with the negative stuff or neutral stuff? Let me know right now down in the comments. And I know, with everything that's been going on, let's start with a little bit of Hopium. So let's go to here, Cointelegraph, and take a look. So this is quite big, actually, in my opinion. 3 new crypto ETFs to begin trading in Australia this week. So let's take a look, and it's going to be the latest update. Came late on Monday as SWAN. Australia issued a round of market notices that 3 funds previously delayed are expected to begin trading on May 12th, which is today. They include Bitcoin ETF from Cosmos Asset Management, plus Bitcoin and Ether ETF, spot ETFs from 21 shares. Remember, spot ETFs, that's huge. I mean, we currently have in the United States, we have the futures ETF, but not the spot ETF, and we're still fighting for that spot ETF in the United States, which I think was inevitable. And in Australia, they're taking the lead on it. And I mean, spot ETF, it means that huge funds and investment banks, etc., and people in general can get a direct access to Bitcoin without, any hassle, and do so. It opens the doors for smart money into Bitcoin. This is huge. So this is amazing Hopium. So if you didn't know about this, let me know down in the comments and like the video. So that's some Hopium, because again, once in the United States, once we're gonna see a spot ETF come out, and all the smart money are gonna get that door open to Bitcoin. So it's gonna be billions and billions of dollars are gonna directly get access to Bitcoin, and this can reverse this kind of a situation very fast. Very fast. So, but before we get any of our hopes up, let's talk about other stuff, like for example, the Dixie. Everybody was expecting the dollar index to actually get rejected from the level of 103.7, but unfortunately, it's not. From what we can tell right now, it's not exactly happening as it was predicted. So right here, rejection right here. And we were expecting to see a rejection here, but look, after a long consolidation right at this level. We're actually breaking above and hitting this all-time high really of 104,500, which is just quite sad, to be honest. So I mean, it's good for the dollar, it's strengthening, but it's, of course, it's bad for the other currencies, especially for Bitcoin. So currently, what could be our target for the dollar index? Let's go back to even a huger chart. Potentially, maybe the next target could be 106,600. Like, let's mark it all together, because this is going to be very important. We really want to see dollar start weakening if we want to see some kind of relief in Bitcoin. So you can see this level is also going to be quite important with a bunch of confirmations. So 106, I'm thinking that this is going to be the next target, but if we're going to be rallying all the way to 106 and the dollar is going to be strengthening so much, then that's going to affect the Bitcoin tremendously. So unfortunately, we seem to be breaking currently, unless it reverses very fast, we're breaking 103,700. So that's not very good. So for that reason, when you're looking at the dollar index, there could be potential more downside for Bitcoin in the short-term perspective. So let's go back to the dollar. The next thing I really wanted to mention is the current situation with, of course, we've seen, before we get into all the projections, targets, etc., because we've seen already that with the current problem that Luna has faced, let's take a look at Luna, and I think at this point it's already pretty much dead. And well, it's actually back. Well, it was just 2 cents, now it's at 10 cents. So, well, yeah, those who longed Luna starting with 2 cents made 5x. So if you want to be longing, shorting Bitcoin, Luna, Ethereum, whatever it is, we're trading the spot market, then look no further than Bybit. And with my exclusive link, which you can find down in the description of this video or in the pinned comment, you'll get up to $4,100 of free bonuses, of real money, of real cash on top of your initial deposit. So click the link, register, takes like 20 seconds. And also, because you're going to click my link, exclusive link, you also get 0% maker fees for 30 days, which is insane. You can save a lot of money when you're trading, and Bybit commissions are also already awesome, but with this huge discount it becomes even more attractive. So yes, basically with Luna, when we're going down so hard and something like this catalyst event happening, well, Black Swan event happening in the markets, it becomes very, very, the market goes into deep fear, and it's just the sell-off is triggered because if one of the hugest stable coins just loses the peg, which is this UST, and we are seeing the loss of peg, and now it's like trading at 46 cents on a dollar, which is absolutely mesmerizing, to be honest. So for that reason, of course, it's going to affect the markets, and Luna had to deploy all their Bitcoin reserves, 70,000 Bitcoin, to actually try and restore the peg, which didn't work. And so, yeah, that also contributed to the sell-off of Bitcoin, and the price of Bitcoin. Now, the next problem, this is already priced in my personal opinion, but in this morning, and that's what I've made the video about this morning, it was that USDT started showing signs of decoupling, depegging as well. As you can see, it was right at the dollar, spot on, and then it went down to 94 cents. So that's like, this is what the crash of Luna started with, and the UST. So this is, this is not tremendous yet, and we're currently at 98.6 cents. So it's, nobody's really, sounding any alerts yet. But at the same time, guys and girls, with everything that is happening, if we're gonna see USDT lose its peg, because there has been a lot of controversy around USDT in general, that they're not fully backed. There has been some rumors like this, and if it turns out to be true, and USDT is gonna follow UST, then that's gonna be just devastating. So let's go back to Bitcoin, USD, and certainly if USDT is gonna follow the footsteps of UST, we will easily, let's go to the weekly chart, we're gonna easily, and let's mark our next technical target actually, which is right here at $19,000, because this is the previous all-time high. And besides that, on our way, we're currently standing at a very important support, which I'm gonna show you in a second. But this is, really our realistic next target. And are we gonna get to these $20,000? And to be honest, it depends for many things. Number one, and most important, we're really hoping that USDT is gonna just slowly, quietly go back to $1 and repeg, and that's it. So, but if USDT is gonna lose the peg, and again, billions of dollars are gonna be just evaporated, that's gonna definitely send Bitcoin down to 20K eventually in a short-term perspective. So that's reason number one. And that could send Bitcoin down there. But reason number two is also that it really depends on what Federal Reserve is going to be doing in the coming meetings in terms of increasing their interest rates. The actual inflation in April was less than, as you might remember if you've been watching my video, so that's why I subscribe to this YouTube channel. The inflation in April has been smaller than in March, but it wasn't small enough for the markets to really have this kind of huge relief. So it was like 50-50 really. So in this instance, we really want to see what the Federal Reserve is going to be doing, and for us to actually see any kind of a reversal, really strong reversal, not a bounce, but you know, a really strong reversal of something of this sorts, really want to see a lot of money coming back into the market. And for that to happen, the Fed has to restart printing money and, you know, stimulating the economy and the markets, obviously. So for that to happen, they really need to stabilize the economy in terms they need to stabilize the inflation and get it under control, and then at some point start reducing perhaps rates again and turn on the money printer. But that is not going to happen in the coming months for sure. So potentially maybe we could see some kind of an improvement in this sense and the restart of money printing maybe next year, maybe the end of this year, who really knows. So for that reason, you know, we need a huge catalyst event. So it's really difficult. We currently are at the mercy of Fed and the situation with the stable coins. So I would not really be betting on a huge quick reversal. However, there is one thing I really want to mention, and that is my overall take on this whole current situation. And yes, by the way, I bought some more Bitcoin at around $26,000. So that's something that, again, as we go down, I accumulate more and more and more and more. That's what I'm going to continue doing. And I'm going to not sell my Bitcoin, of course, because that's quite stupid to sell it at such an incredible price. So I will never sell it. And I mean, I'm gonna sell it at some point, maybe past $100,000, but not now. So that's my bet. And currently, we've seen this chart many times before, and the only really times when we would see the price actually go below this blue level, that would be when the Black Swan events would happen. Like this Black Swan event previously in 2020, you all remember it was the COVID crash. So, and here we're currently trying to push below, and this, I mean, again, in this instance, we also have the Black Swan event, and that is the pegging of our one of the biggest stable coins, which is UST. And then the question, what's going to happen with USDT? So, and for that reason, it definitely is going to be a Black Swan event. But now, guys and girls, huge question, and the catalyst of this whole YouTube video is that, you know, I think it's a manipulation. Honestly, just, I might be wrong. You can call me crazy, whatever it is, do whatever you want down in the comments. I always read all your comments. But I feel like it's a bloody manipulation, just like, you know, COVID. But I probably shouldn't say these kinds of things, or my YouTube channel is going to probably get blocked. So, you know, I feel like in this instance, you know, when we are coming down, we're already suffering. And here, in this perfect spot, UST loses its peg. It's a mystery, right? It did not lose its peg here. It did not lose its peg here, or it did not lose it anywhere in this region. It lost it at the local low where everyone was already scared, was already fearful. And it just gives me the sensation that someone just wants to squeeze out the last juices out of idiots, retailers, who are all screaming and crying, saying that Bitcoin is gonna die in the next 2 weeks. And those are the ones who are usually selling at a loss. Remember, I showed you this in the on-chain data many times before. Who is accumulating in this area? Small fish. And who is distributing? Who is selling to those small fish and all the idiots? It's the big whales, and it's all the smart money and the billionaires. They are selling. So what happens here? This is where the small fish are selling and the rich guys are actually buying, so the whales. And again, the same thing here, and it always repeats itself a cycle after a cycle. So in this area, we're gonna see big whales, big smart money actually buying Bitcoin while everyone else is selling Bitcoin, being afraid, etc., in extreme fear. So the question is this huge fear on top of fear in the way of this Black Swan event of the UST, the pegging, is this synthetic? Was it actually manipulated on purpose? Did someone actually push UST down and create this liquidity crisis that just, you know, blew them out of the water? And something is telling me, again, I'm not, you know, in Illuminati or anything, so I don't really know. But I feel like it definitely is a manipulation. So for that reason, something is telling me that certainly there potentially could be some more downside for us for Bitcoin, but I'm not really seeing the prices going down to $10,000. It just seems like it's one of these kinds of Black Swan events where everyone is capitulating. You know, it's capitulation capitulation, whatever it is that you want to call it, that everyone is just like, it's done, it's finished, we're out. And it has happened so many times before, and I've read all those comments of Bitcoin going to zero from all those people on Twitter as well. I've seen this many times before, and we're having just one of these days when it's just sad. I mean, I lost a lot of money right now in terms of the value of my altcoins. Just don't even ask me how much money I've lost. It's a lot of money. But I know very well that at some point it's going to rebound. And when you're understanding that in the extreme fear, by just mere coincidence, they're creating another black swan event, happens just by coincidence. I don't believe in bloody coincidences in my life, and neither should you. So I'm thinking that this could actually, and I don't want to put my words out there, and don't take this as financial advice. This could be potentially already the bottom of us, at least, you know, for a short-term perspective, that we're gonna at least consolidate in this region in between $28,000 and potentially $35,000. It's also possible, but again, as I said, it really depends what's gonna happen with USDT. If USDT is going to be fine, then we're going to be fine as well, in my personal opinion. So, and we already, probably a lot of people are betting on the fact that we already have seen the peak inflation. So Fed is not going to do anything stupid and is going to start, you know, raising the rates in bigger sizes more often. So we're not going to see this kind of unpriced something that was not priced in by the market already in NASDAQ, etc. So I'm not really seeing that happen that very much. And, you know, we're seeing huge volume right now in this capitulation. So unless something, you know, black swan event comes, I'm not really seeing much more of potential downside for Bitcoin. I might be wrong. Let me know down in the comments what you're thinking. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments as well. And as always, peace and love. Thomas Crowler, stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.